Everyone, hi, my name is Blake. I'm from DC Sales and Marketing, and I have with me my best friend in the entire world, Tony Daniel. Listen to the applause, the throngs of people. Tony, what's going on, man?
Not much. I just landed. I just got in from rainy Chicago.
It's what a guy Tony is. He literally got off a plane, came straight here.
Came right here.
These aren't his
I'm
pencils
still
at
out
all.
of breath.
Out of breath, sketching with
Sweating.
whatever we got here. A lot of very positive people here telling you can do it. What are you? So what are you drawing over here?
Well, I'm going to start off real simple and just draw a quick Deathstroke sketch because he's so easy. I'm surprised I didn't stay on that book for like 2 years because he's just so darn easy to draw.
It's just a mask. You don't even have to do two
cool.
eyes, just one eye.
It's like, yeah, I'm getting paid to do half the job because he has half a face.
So when you have characters like this, where do you usually start with? Do you start with the head? Do you start with the body? Where do you usually start?
Well, if it's a headshot, I start with the head.
Oh, interesting. Fascinating stuff.
It depends. I mean, if you want to see like, yeah, I probably always start like if you're gonna have two guys, fighting, I might go with whatever's biggest, like the torso. Can people see that?
Yeah, looks great. I mean,
that's just a gesture.
Nice. Cool. So Tony, you've worked on Deathstroke, you worked on Batman, you've worked on so many different things for DC. Just did Justice League, just did Suicide Squad. What's been your most challenging assignment out of all of these really, really great characters?
Well, for me, it was Justice League because you got all the characters, and I mean, there was a lot going on with that particular storyline. That was pretty tough to draw. Each book has its own different, unique challenges. Usually, I'm having fun. It's rare when I'm not. Even if it's hard work, I'm still usually getting some kind of enjoyment out of it.
Is there any particular member of the Justice League that's harder to draw than the others?
Cyborg, so he's my least favorite. Even when I was on Teen Titans, I hated drawing Cyborg. He has so much stuff on him. He's like drawing a big car. And the problem is that, a lot of times I have to erase parts of him. I have to erase his arm. I have to erase a leg. And there's a lot of crap on there I got to redraw from scratch. So it's such a time-consuming character.
Is that why you think George Perez put him in a onesie and had like a headband and that was it?
I started a campaign.
That guy was real smart. You should have changed the character.
I tried.
Put him back in that onesie.
I tried when I was working with Jeff. He was in a trench coat. No, I did. I had some ideas, and Jeff was like, no. He wanted to keep the robot guy, and he looks cool in the movie. I give him that. And in the video games, he looks really cool. But to draw him is just like he can be cool, but it's hard. It's just so time consuming. Now Deathstroke is super easy.
You got a lot of love for that book. It's really a spectacular book.
All right, that's just a real quick. What was that? 2 minutes.
Yeah,
5 minutes?
2-minute sketch. Oh my God.
I don't know. It looks like crap, but the next one will look better. Now, whoever gets my first sketches.
So for the unfortunate person that gets his first sketch, I'll ask a trivia question for you. So let's see. What can I make this about?
What was the first book I ever drew?
What was the first book you ever drew? I don't even know the answer to that question. I can't even answer this.
Okay, forget it.
What was the? Does anybody know what the first book Tony did for the New 52? You can just yell out the answer. If nobody knows it, I'm gonna be really sad. It was not Suicide Squad. It was kind of Batman. Close enough.
For Rebirth?
No, for New 52.
Oh, for the New 52.
All right. This man right here.
You guys don't remember the Joker getting his face ripped off?
Yeah.
Okay, he does. I mean, they handed that dead, decomposing face around for like 5 years after that, right? All right, this goes to the gentleman, my biggest fan. To Arturo?
Cool. 2 sketches for the price of 1, everyone.
All right. The next one will be better, so.
What do you got next?
I don't know what to do next.
Does anybody, what's that? Harley?
Harley.
You want to do Harley? All right, let's do Harley. So out of the Suicide Squad, which is your favorite? Which member is your favorite to draw? Which
That's
is
so obvious.
Yeah. Just gotta
I love drawing Harley.
Yeah.
I like Killer Croc too. You know what? For some reason, I really love drawing Captain Boomerang.
Yeah.
He's just so fun. I just try to draw him with a little bit of humor. So if you see I only did 3 issues of Suicide Squad, but I usually kind of have him making like a funny face or his gestures. I really got into his character a lot.
He's a really unique character in the book. He's just so different than all the other ones. So let's talk a little bit about your next project coming up. I think Robert Venditti was here, or he's floating around here somewhere, but you're doing a book called Damage with him.
Yes, I am. I'm doing Damage, and it's going to be a lot of fun. This is looking worse than the Deathstroke. It's hard for me to talk, and I'm going to do my best.
You're doing a great job. Those eyes look...
I got an eraser. That's the one thing that I need.
Yeah, I know. You're good.
My most important tool. Damage is going to be a lot of fun. What's funny is that the image that everyone is seeing today is not the final version of Damage. So
has the new version been shown? Have you shown that? You haven't shown it yet.
They're showing something in color, and he's like right around the corner, and he's blue.
Yeah.
First of all, he's not going to be blue. He's going to be gray.
Okay.
I don't know. He looks like a completely different dude.
Your editor is standing, like one of your editors is standing right here, so can I blame this on her?
Where's he at?
Jess Chen is right here.
Where's she?
It's her fault.
It's all her fault.
Hey, Jess, come here. Come here for a second. Why are you messing the book up?
All right, now who went with that
Why are you messing
Avatar
the book-
blue?
I'm not messing the book up. I'm damaging it.
Oh, that's okay. Very nice. So right now you got Harley going on. What with this character, what's the most fun part about drawing this character?
Kind of like Captain Boomerang. I kind of like drawing. Her gestures and the funny faces that she makes and whatnot. See, I can tell if the eyes are crooked, and I just kind of like go back and use something to kind of like, just a little quick trick I picked up.
Is that one of the techniques you used? You're just using like a straight edge to make sure things are consistent?
If it doesn't look right, or like I'm up on stage, I'm kind of nervous. Like it's hard for me to draw in front of people to begin with, let alone a bunch of people.
Well, now there are like 24 people as opposed to the half dozen, so we're growing in size here. So Damage. So what is this book about? Can you tell us what this book about?
Damage is about a guy. He is a military guy who signed up to be like kind of like a super soldier, and the experiments went wrong. I think Venditti can explain it better, I guess, but he ended up becoming like a giant monster. And the thing is with him is he turns into this monster for 1 hour per day, and the next day he doesn't remember what he did. So he can only find out, what he's done by the damage he's caused. So like news reports, things like that.
And what is he? It's like kind of sounds like the Hour Man crossed with the Incredible Hulk or something like that.
Is he what?
Hour Man crossed with the Hulk?
Is he?
Is it like that? I don't know. I literally asked him a question.
Man.
It's way better than that.
He's just way better than that.
I mean, way better than the Hulk, obviously. And what drew you to that story, though? Why start drawing Damage? You've done so much. You could, I imagine, have your.
Well, I like drawing big monster guys, and I haven't done one in a long time, and so I think they thought that I'd be a good fit for it. So, but the challenge is that, with designing Damage, is that, look, everything's been done before. Every big guy has been drawn any which way. It's really hard to kind of find a unique look. So I think we finally settled on one, and but for me that was the hardest part, is trying to do something that hasn't been done, like the Hulk, for instance. I don't want him to look like the Hulk, but it's easier said than done. Any big guy is going to draw comparisons, so.
So where did your inspirations come from for the character?
Everybody, and it changes through the years. My first inspirations were like John Byrne was a big one. Mike Zeck from a long time ago. He's not doing comics anymore, but he was fantastic when he was doing them. Arthur Adams, and then later on it was Frank Miller, Jim Lee, and now there's a bunch of like new guys that are up and coming that anybody who's any good or that that can wow me or something, I draw any kind of, I draw inspiration from any kind of good work I see. So
Yeah, definitely.
This baby's done. I mean, it's a quick sketch, but
Looks pretty good to me.
I'm not getting
into it.
paid, man.
I'm into
These are
it.
free.
So
All right.
for this one, can somebody tell me who Tony's least favorite member of the Justice League to draw was?
Cyborg.
Oh, was this? Yeah, this man had his hand up first, so. Cool.
I can do one more.
Okay. What are you gonna do? Any?
I don't know. Let's do Batman.
Let's do Batman.
I spent 5 years on Batman. I still don't get tired of drawing him. So that means I gotta get back to him one day.
Don't
not
look at me.
I'm not
I work in sales and marketing. I just sell it. I can't. Isn't Jim over
Well,
there?
you're the
Jim?
word on the street, man.
That's
you gotta
true.
like put the bug in
Dio's over
people's
there.
ears.
Jim's over there. We can get one of them.
Yes, just talk out loud when you're around them.
Right, exactly.
Man, I can't wait for Tony to
Sure.
get back on
No,
Batman.
I get it. So what about Batman? I mean, what do you love about drawing the character? You've drawn the character, you've written the character, you've done pretty much everything you can, or not everything, but you've done a lot of different stuff. So, what draws you to the character so much? You did for such a long time.
I just like how you don't get tired of drawing him because he can look different every time because of the shadows. His costume changes over time. Every artist kind of puts their own stamp on him. It's always a challenge to draw him because he's such an iconic character. But I really enjoy that challenge. I mean, he's still hard for me, even though after all these years. But I kind of like that he's hard.
Is there anything that you did with the character that you still look at and think about fondly, like your proudest accomplishment with the character?
If I try to do what? Say that again.
No, writing, drawing. What's your favorite story arc you worked on with him or with
That I
Batman?
did probably the first. Well, okay, Battle for the Cowl was probably my favorite.
Yeah.
That was just, that was a really big challenge. They wanted me. Initially, it was going to be a 6-issue miniseries, and then they decided, let's make it 3 issues. And I had to find a way to kind of tell that story in 3. They were larger issues, but I had to find a way to tell that story in 3 issues. So that was challenging, and I thought I handled it really well. So it was just a lot of fun, and it was my first time writing anybody in the Bat universe. So and that opened a door for me to do the other Bat books, to end up writing Batman and Detective and Deathstroke and stuff like that.
When you're writing and drawing, are you, a lot of people ask this question, a lot of people ask me this question, do you write as you're drawing, or do you write first and then draw? What's your process?
Well, when I'm writing my own stories, I talk to the editor first, and then I figure out what the story is going to be. Just kind of let them know what I'm going to do. Like with Batman, we would kind of figure out the year. What are we going to do this year? What characters are we going to use? What kind of bad guys we're going to emphasize? What's his overall story arc? And from there, I just kind of say, okay, well, this is going to be a Penguin arc or whatever. And from there, I just give myself a loose plot, give it to the editor, who I just saw, by the way, Mike Martz. I just saw him, so it's kind of fun to see him again. And once he gives the okay and he likes what I'm going to do, he lets me do it. And I change stuff along the way and surprise him. But as long as I pretty much stick to, a general, the general direction of what we discussed, we've never had any problems.
I mean, nothing an editor likes more than being surprised.
Yes.
They love it. They do not love it.
Well, the best
at all.
stories are the ones that, are, you get kind of spontaneous ideas, or, when you plan, for me at least, when I plan too, strictly, and I think that kind of, I don't know, it kind of gives my creativity a little bit of an obstruction, I guess, I like to be free-flowing with the ideas, and, one idea one day might give me a brand new idea the next day that I never thought of, when I was talking to the editor in the first place. So I kind of like that spontaneity. But like for me, like all art is spontaneous. Like right now, I'm still, I'm messing with his mouth and not, I'm not liking one shape, and it's spontaneous. I'm not really
How do you know
planning it.
how do you know when to stop? I mean, you could keep on working on this thing forever, right? I mean,
I know when we start getting close to FedEx cutoff time, then it's time to stop. I've been doing this a long time, and I think that one of the keys for me is to A, get my deadlines done, be reliable, and be good. I can't be perfect, and so I learned a long time ago not to expect perfection with my kind of deadline. So as long as, I hate to say it, but if it's good enough, it's time to put it in a FedEx box.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to give it to an inker, I'm going to give it to a colorist, and those guys are going to work their magic, and then hopefully at the end of the day, when it's published, people like what it is. Otherwise, I could sit there for 3 days working on the same page and make it look 10 times better. However, I'm only going to do 2 or 3 issues in a whole year,
Sure.
which is not what I want to do. I want to do a monthly book and, do like 10 issues a year.
Sure. Makes sense.
And if I'm going to be that kind of an artist, I got to give up a little bit of quality. I can't be perfect. So if it's good, like this sketch is good enough. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it looks pretty cool. Is it my best sketch ever? No, but
It looks pretty good to me.
you can't.
I'm in.
Otherwise, you're beating yourself up.
Absolutely.
And then you get like artist block, and you're
Sure.
not going anywhere. So but I learned, like, just drawing this quick sketch, I probably learned something my next go around or whatever. But anyways, I thought he came out okay for a quick sketch using a school pencil.
A school pencil?
This is not this is what I used in, second grade,
Yeah.
not what I draw with today. And like, I'm not even going to try to ink it with this Sharpie. I mean, I can.
You could, but you don't have
It's going to
to.
look like crap. Anyways,
Awesome.
I'm
Well,
done.
great lesson for any aspiring artists out there. Some really great advice. I will ask, Tony talked about his favorite arc that he worked on. Does anybody remember? All right, this guy was the loudest, so I'll give it to him right here.
okay. All right, there you go.
There you
buddy.
go. All right, give it up for Tony Daniel, everybody.
Oh, thanks, guys. Thank you.
Master triage.